Hello everyone. Welcome back, you weasel rats. We got some more kingdoms and castles. We got currently what I'm going to be doing is talking over my gameplay because currently my OBS doesn't want to work. And so I was back in the recording looking at my um footage and notice there's no audio except for some music in the background. So I rather just talk over it the best I can, and so there's something. So I decided when I was making this, we're gonna hit 1,000 years. How we're gonna do that? Well, we're not gonna do it in one go. So to give you guys um, the most I can do is, you know, just looking at the gameplay in the back and me talking is something completely different. But what we're going to do is 3 segments. This one's going to be 300. Next one's going to be going on to 750. And then after that, 1,000. So I now need to spend some time to fix the audio on OBS. But what I just did was kind of show you the entire island and kind of talked about my plans. My plans was to kind of encompass the island and really use the lake in the middle to fish. However, I have decided to do something different as well this game. I decided to remove the elevations mod since we did have difficulties with it before with lag issues. So I decided to only keep the new lands mod while also removing the new houses and all the other mods to see how well the game can perform. And FYI, it was amazing. So I think it's one of the mods that were really causing the lag. I'm sending information to my friend so he can, record it and be like, okay, so this is the problem, or possibly this. So right there, that's going to be my giant farm area. Foreshadowing, it's going to be really big, and I love it. And you can see me just trying to like talk about it in the back, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna fully do. I could talk for straight 40 minutes, but I might cut it down a little bit more because I have to narrate this. But um, I at the very early beginning, I did decide to really start right there in that nice dense green area, and then I also avoided, like I said, fish. Later on, I do peer it off because I do feel comfortable with the lag not being an issue, but we do avoid fish, and then we do start hitting up the cows. But as you can see, we're just waiting for wood. Wood was a common issue, but everything's fine, and everything is, hopefully, stays fine. But I know one issue I had over there was defending it. That was, oh my god, that was a headache. I'll tell you that right now. But the edges were almost perfect for the orchards. Holy wow, can't even speak. But also, I did decide to encompass the area. Kind of, I was a little bit more careful this gameplay, and I started doing the section stuff I did before, and started branching out and making towns. And early phases, some people like to watch in the early phases, so here we are right now. Thankfully, I was lucky at the very beginning of the game, and as you can see, I got tons of stone nearby. One stone node over there only has one rock, possibly one or two or whatever. Uh, so we were really lucky and thankful for that. With one stone node down there, with only actually one useless stone by it. That's the one I meant to talk about. But as you can see, really early, we were lucky with stone, and like this whole cubicle down there is just closest stone I've seen. So I love this start. Like honestly, I really do love the start. I was struggling a good bit at first because I think I was more worried about food, and I went too crazy with it and didn't really properly allocate everyone. But we recovered from it and we bounced back from it. And what I might do is talk a little bit and then have a little speedy version of the rest of the gameplay. I feel like that's going to be a proper way of going on. Unless you guys actually like me narrating over my gameplay, then we could do that as well. But this is something I've wanted to do for a while because I just find it easier. I can focus. I don't really have to talk in the moment. I can do something in the background without it overlaying. It's, to me, it just sounds overall better. Better for me, my sanity, because this takes a long time to play, and then also it's not really that bad to record, to be honest. It's pretty easy if everything wants to work. But now I don't want to start over, but yeah, I did decide to make an early granary once I saw all those guys walking back and forth with food, but I needed stone, and of course, I was lucky here as well. And I'm just gonna force a shadow a little bit. The fire doesn't start on a house, it starts on the castle, which is a small chance to happen, but if it happens, good, because then if you don't have a fountain, it's like, oh no, oh no, the castle's on fire. Like, it's pretty lucky. It buys you actually a lot of time to work and get a well and save that resources for something else. Like, I put a granary before a well, and I was just only lucky in that moment. However, as you can see later in the game, those stone deposits, they really do help us. But enough narration. I'm just gonna kind of let the gameplay play, and then once we get to the next area or few years, we're gonna get back to it. Alright, as you can see, we're back. We didn't really jump that far, but we made a lot of significant progress to where we first have our first manor. We have a church, which I actually remembered this time, and along with the tavern, and we're actually starting to get more manors up as well to help with our taxes and people. As you can see on the left hand side a little bit, we just moved away from it, but we are starting to get a charcoal maker and a forester. Thankfully, foreshadowing this as well, the foresters, that is actually all we need. You know, small little section with pretty dense, like I actually kind of planned that out, how to most effectively put them together. I did have a little issue running into wolves at this point, since I didn't want people constantly dying, especially early game. And as you can see, thanks to the early stone, I decided to actually start walling off the area. Now, why did I do this? I decided to do this because I wanted them to funnel in. I wanted, and as you can see, you'll see what I mean later once you're later in the video, hopefully. But I had a little plan that I feel like would work. It would trick the AI since we don't really believe in gates, and that would help reduce ogres and stuff like that, you know, Shreks. I decided to make a little plan and see if it would, first off, work. I'll be happy if it works. Which, by the way, it does. And, you know, decided to do that. And I don't touch that. I actually don't touch that iron for a while, but you know, I'm in the processes of making my little wood production. It's gonna be great. I made a large resource storage thing or warehouse because it would definitely help with building and, you know, allocating resources properly, and it would help, like, for example, if I got rid of all those houses and that warehouse was full, it would be easier than, you know, the villagers running even farther for the resources. It would be all in one contained place. I normally push for that at the early. Some people actually want to know how I play early game and how effective I do things, or effectively I do things, and that's one of the one of my reasons that, not reasons, but one of the things that helped me. God, I woke up at 8 today and streamed, so I'm a little brain dead right now, but I did manage to fully encompass this town as planned, and as you can see, we got some Vikings coming, and sadly, I did not get that tower up in time, funny enough, and yeah, I was thinking about it right there, but I didn't, and as you can see, that's kind of what I wanted, them to come down, they go around the wall, but the castle's still shooting them the entire time, so it's kind of like a game of tower defense. So, let's see how well this goes. By the way, there's 2 waves of them a little bit. There's 4 Vikings in total. And right there, as you can see, as much time as possible, and they come back around, and they're dead. Look at that. And then that I could not prevent. That one was just goodbye. So sad. Uh, but as you can see, that was kind of my plan right there, and it worked. I'm happy it worked. So now I rebuilt that. I'll try to allocate people the best I can for more stone. We have about like 200 and like, let me see down there. I think we have almost 300 stone, but you know, doing good. Man, I am hungry. Okay, so I got a cookie and that tasted wonderful. As you can see, my plan came into fruition, and we actually managed to surround somewhat the entire place. As you can see by the farm, I started a wall, and I actually started expanding the farm as well. So the plan is here to actually use drawbridges instead of gates. However, thinking back on it now, after playing and, you know, recording, maybe I should have left it open so they don't go around. But I did not think of that at the time. And as you can see, I cleared open that stone because I do want to access that stone a little bit more, and I did place that and that. So that really helps in the long run. I do have little expansions for my town and slash city thing. And I don't think I show it here, but I showed the island, and it's kind of like New York style look to me. And, you know, I have plans with that later. And as you can see, I'm in the processes of trying to get a fountain and getting a large aqueduct. Come on, you can do it. Irrigation system, I mean. Yeah, we're doing it. Yep, there we go. You found it. Yeah. I was so happy. But, you know, thankfully that happens, and I managed to clear out that little section down there that had like a little wolf den, but now it's just a waiting game for that to be built, which, by the way, that irrigation system does not get finished for a while. I don't, if I remember. It was something that did not finish for a while. But as you can see, I quickly started on cattle because, you know, why not? And I'm planning on putting an irrigation system right next to there to help boost the crops, which, by the way, if you don't know, irrigation and then adding an irrigation aqueduct thingy, it helps boost the farms. Like, if you didn't know that, by like, I think it was like 1 or 2, I'm not fully sure. Ah, I'm dead. And you, as you can see, I also got a dock. I didn't really want to put the dock there. I want to actually put it by the lake a little bit right, if you can see my mini map on the top right. There's 2 ways in, and I wanted to put my boat actually on that middle, that one part that's not connected to land, the tip on it, because it just looks really cool. So I believe what I was thinking here is how I'm going to proceed forward. I think I decided to hold off a little bit till the fountain was done. Oh, okay, it was done pretty quickly. And as you can see, I decided to also start using the festival stuff. Okay, I was wrong. The festival, land thing, whatever it is. You click on it and it makes a festival. That's all I remember. And, oh yeah, I do remember this. So I stopped actually using gardens. I know it helps with happiness, but it also generates lag. That's a given. So I decided to use more of the stone road since it just makes them faster anyway, so it's just efficient. And I decided to use more of the festival grounds. That's what it's called. I'm still recovering. And it's great actually. No one actually told me to use it, but you know, I used it and it's great. So what I've been doing now, and what I might do more in the future, is make that little L shape and then have stuff in the corners, for example, like a statue, a big statue, so we can cover all of them, along with a festival's ground, because then it also generates happiness with money, and later game, money's not an issue. I did go ham buying stuff. I've been buying a lot of meat recently, um, with the ships. I don't know why, but oh, there we go. I'm starting to place the fountain. That's what I wanted, and now I believe it's just a waiting game for just for manners. And was able to make a barracks and knights. I just remembered that. And my plan here was to kill all the wolves. While I did forget, I did manage to destroy the wolves in the den on the little cubicle. And those ballistas actually come in clutch later. I'm just like playing off with the soldiers. I love them. They're so goofy even, but I see that I actually did forget the irrigation system over down there. I do remember that now, because I remember saying, oh fuck, I forgot. But I did manage to increase the radius of my ballistas, since I believe they are very important as well. Especially, over there by the farms, since dragons love to attack farms. I decided to always put my ballistas, especially like I think at first I didn't want to make a group of 5 or 6 just to kill the dragons early, and it would also help later in the future. So as you can see, there's fish in that pond, and I think I was indicating that I'm gonna try to put some fishermen in there. I really don't. I thought about actually destroying all these woods. However, I was pondering and was like, you know, the map is gonna look really ugly without trees. So I decided to keep all the trees there because, you know, we're fine on wood already. I decided to try to make the map as prettier as possible, since, you know, I normally deforest everything like I said, but I had a change of heart today, you know. The Lorax came to me in vision and said don't do it, and I decided fine, I guess I won't. That's pretty much my little thought process there. Funny enough, Vikings never go that way. They never went that way. I just want you to know that. They never used the moat. And I got a little frustrated there because they weren't cutting trees down quick enough. Oh man. Just watching myself play is a little funny. Oh, there we go. Finally, I was able to finish the moat. Man, I wonder what I was saying. I think I was wild. I was wildin'. Alright, as you can see, we hit about year 170, and we managed to finish that area off down there. Yeah, I made a whole new town. It was great. Oh, it got raided so many times, I know that for a fact. They love going through the walls over there. And, you know, I decided to build a jousting arena as well in there. I actually had a plan to put it somewhere else, but, you know, my happiness was on the line, so I decided to put it down in there. I incorporated the library next to everyone and designed to still the L shape with the hospital and the warehouse in the middle, along with the fountain and the market. I find, like, I believe that's a better way to set things up. Then I also started a population boost since I had the space, I had the room. By the way, that land by the Citadel, yeah, um, the church and the jousting arena, I haven't touched that in a while. I'm telling you that now. I totally forgot about it. So it's just an empty space of land there permanently. We walled it off even more, as you can see, added more defense, and there's my thing I was talking about earlier. So it has like a little New York feel, and I decided to block it off at the entrances so Vikings just don't go down in there and get a little closer. I decided to at least start it and hold on to it. Did I say 170? I meant 150. Whoops. I'm a little bozo, I know. I did decide to cut all those trees down to make room for for possible more farming, and also start the process of getting rid of the wolf camps, which I definitely did not commit all the way through with. I know that for a fact, because after I was just done recording, I was still getting rid of them, so that's fine. So I have a lot of open space. I'm not going to really do anything there. I thought about walling it off, but I don't. Foreshadowing, I do. And, you know, I started a mini farm over there since I needed more food, and, you know, decided to be a little cheeky with my stuff. Which isn't too bad. Yeah, I only decided to cut part of it, not all of it. And as you can see, we got about six. We got about six foresters in that one little circle. I mean, not circle, square over there. And that's all we needed. Funny enough, I decided to add more charcoal over there, and it works. By the way, that back room by that stone in the first kingdom, like town kingdom thing I made by the castle, I decided to make the back all um, graveyards because, you know, a lot of people die over time if you did not know that. And look at my beautiful farm that I purposely, you know, filled the best in with, you know, berries and wheat and all that stuff. And man, narration's weird. I need like a glass of water by me. Like, there's like, I finished on my Gatorade and now my mouth is dry. And as you can see, I'm indicating that I want to start building over there, which I do. Calm down, me over there. I did actually think about building a town over there, but I decided to build over there because it looks a little better than what I planned, and you know it's better to be honest. If me building over there, which by the way, constant Viking raids over there, it's annoying. They first ignored it, but then they were like, "That looks shiny," and I'm like, "Please stop." I am still in the process, as you can see, of removing wolf dens and stuff like that because, like I said earlier, yes, I forgot, which is kind of common in this game. You might forget until you need to do it, then, you know, it takes forever. And then I was actually starting to wall this part off. I peered over eventually, but I don't know what was wrong with me. I decided to cut down all the wood so I can actually start, you know, blocking off because I was actually worried of Vikings coming in right next to the castle and just doing so much damage over there. And my treasuries are open. As you can see, by that entrance by the farm, there's tons of archer towers, kind of like that little pit thing I told you, or like my little plan. It works. They all run in there and then they die. It's great. It's lovely, actually. You get to see my ballistas in progress, where they just utterly annihilated that big dragon to a point where he couldn't even leave. Then the next guy even attempts, and then he's dead. And then this guy, you know, he... I want more ballista towers, but he still dies anyway. So, it's a foolproof plan. They're right next to each other enough. Oop. And then as you can see, we're just going to continue off on that one. I started walling off that little area I call New York. I meant to pause it, but oh well. Give myself a little break. But as you can see, we started expanding, walling off the area, and then slowly start the process of moving people in. So that wall by the lake on the left-hand side, I butcher it. I keep forgetting to fill that in, so I hate myself for that. And now we do what I always wanted. Place the dock at the tip. Yeah, that took him a long time to build all those stone walls. And then I placed a warehouse in advance to make everything easier to build. And as you can see, I'm currently scoping out and how I want to do things, but I think I did decide I wanted another layer of the walls to make it 3 high instead of 2. And did I really record myself doing all of this? Wow. I'm a beast. I'm a monster. I don't know why I would do all that. But it does come in handy later. But the problem is, though, I don't really have troops to defend them, so... So, next part when we cut in, you will definitely see homes, I believe. Yeah, you definitely will. You will definitely see homes. As you can see, I left that one sea gate open. That one sea gate over there is going to get removed in the future because I don't know why I left it there, even though it's like, that's another place for Vikings, so I just left it as it is. And as you can see, I put a little drawbridge down there to help the villagers go in and out, and that's a lot of villagers. I did decide to try to make an effective farm down here. I always try to do that before I make like a little city-esque type of thing. I did have difficulties trying to find the best place to put everything, which I decided to put berries first. Come on, you can do it, me. Oh, no, wait. No, I was planning out still. Give me a second. He'll find a place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Past me is doing it. And then building just took forever, I swear. Oh my god. Like, I thought that took so long. Wait till I start doing piers. Oh. Most of the years was me waiting for resources to come back after making the piers, and then waiting on those resources to build more piers. It was a just it was a mess. Oh my god. This is why we play games and then a lot of you watch. I actually, funny enough, I just forgot about putting a statue there 3 times, and I even forgot right now I did that. Finally. By the way, this helps with happiness a lot, me putting it right there. Man, talking so much is actually irritating. Man. Oh, man. Yep, and there we go. We're just basically waiting for them to finish building. So I'm going to do as a favor and cut this part out and jump to the next part. Alright, now as you can see, we hit year 250. Man, look at my beautiful kingdom. Nice in all its glory. I expanded the farm a little bit over there, down right there in the corner. I actually decided to pier up this area since I was afraid of Viking attacks, and it was going to be really bad if 40 Vikings decided to land right next to my castle. So I decided to pier it all off, all of it being 3 walls high. Like, it's like a buffer zone of like 3 or something. So 3 walls, so that's like 9 walls if you're going straight. That's great. Most defended area, I swear. Oh yeah, took forever. I also decided to upgrade all the walls around the area over here by 1 as well. As you can see, I decided to pier it off a little bit more, and down there as well, I decided to wall off that area so Vikings can spawn in between both towns. And then up here, I decided to also make an army since Vikings have been destroying the town up here. It's funny enough, the last defense from the Vikings didn't destroy anything, but it costed 4 troops to defend from like so many, because they held at the walls and then the ballistas did damage. As you can see, look at that beautiful piece of work. You can see like the little rat maze right there. It's great. Please somebody just don't build the entire time. Oh, okay. I do upgrade this part to 3. I know. You're kidding me. Another one of them? I bet someone's watching this video and was like, why are you building walls the entire time? But as you can see, I actually increased the farm outside that town since I actually forgot to do a farm for that town. And I decided to do it outside. But all the Vikings decided to land right here, and you'll see what I mean. Like, they're gonna go up and go after that place over here. Yep. Yeah, Basti knows what to do. Funny enough, we were able to hold them off pretty well in the water, but some did manage to escape. And they actually do cut up around the farm. They don't actually go for the farm. Funny enough, they just go up near the walls, they walk around it like a little victory lap, and then the 2 towers right there, they just go wild. Like, they really weaken them, but, you know, then up, they actually still do try to go for that little kill zone area, which is great. That's fine by me. Oh, I managed to slip that one troop past. Ooh, I remember being, clenching a little bit on that one. As you can see, they're dead, and now they're starting to go 2 different directions, and now we have to start holding them at the water. And as you can see, I have trouble holding them because commands, they're cool like that. And then they start attacking in the water, and we start holding them back. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Look at that. And then I finally get them under control, and as you can see, the boat comes in, it goes to the dock. Look at that. I actually did make another sea gate just in case they broke the first one, so we can stop them right there so they don't go all the way through. I do pretty much just go crazy buying everything, which is fun. It's fun. And then, as you can see, I've been also working on it up there. I've been saying as you can see a lot. You can, but I have been starting to work on more homes. We are about almost, I think we are almost at 3,000 beds, but as you can see, I was right that, but I never use that area again, which I'm gonna use it again when I get back to playing. Like, I'm just gonna fill that place in to say we filled it in. And then I'm sitting around staring up above. I think what was I doing? I think I was planning something. I don't remember what. The farm is fine. I do plan on filling in the wall. Oh, man, I just yawned. Alright, and then here we go. Year 303. So it actually failed the first time. Recording. That's when I noticed, oh, it didn't record the audio. It will now. But as you can see, we started peering things off. We added a citadel. And this is really where it just starts becoming a grind, where I sit down, wait for the piers to finish, and then wait and continue. It, it's a lot. It's really a lot, but I don't know why I'm waving over there. Um, but I added more to the town over here. Honestly, this is going to be a pretty big town. It's going to take a long time for it to be fully defended and piered off, which is fine. I have the time to kill, and that's good, something, content-wise. But as you can see, giving a nice scope of the entire base. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.